My girlfriend is planning to move in with me with her 4 children, but she told me that she doesn't like my daughter as the queen of the house, so I kicked her to the curb. My daughter Stacy has the master bedroom in my house with her own bathroom. It's huge with a bay window overlooking the backyard and enough space for her art studio where she does videos and voiceovers. She's lived here her whole life, and I promised her mother before she died that Stacy would always have a home here. I bought this house with my late wife and paid it off with her life insurance 10 years ago. I've been with Alice for 3 years, and we just got engaged. Her landlord doubled her rent, so we agreed she'd move in with her 4 kids, 2 daughters, 2 sons, and she's also pregnant with our daughter due in 5 months. I sat Stacy down and told her the plan. I said she keeps her room, gets to install a lock on her door, and this will always be her home. She was nervous about all the changes, but agreed as long as those conditions were met. Alice came over the next day to discuss room arrangements. I walked her through the plan. Her 2 daughters would share Stacy's old project room, which is actually bigger than what they have now. Her sons would get another bedroom. Our new baby would have a finished nursery in the basement. Alice nodded along until I mentioned Stacy was keeping her room. Her face changed completely. She said it wasn't fair for one kid to have such a nice room with a private bathroom while her children had to share. I reminded her that Stacy has lived here her entire life, and this is her home. Alice wasn't having it. She said since we were getting married, her kids should be treated equally, and that meant Stacy needed to give up her room. I told her no. Stacy's room was part of the deal. Alice started listing everything she thought was unfair. Why does Stacy get the big room? Why does she get her own bathroom? Why does she get to lock her door like she doesn't trust us? Why does she get paid for babysitting instead of helping family? Why does she get her dead mom's car automatically? Every question made my blood pressure rise. I stayed calm and explained that Stacy was giving up her project space already. She was making sacrifices too. The house has 4 bathrooms total, so there's plenty for everyone. The lock is for her privacy because she's a teenage girl who's about to live with 4 new kids and a baby. The babysitting payment is because she didn't sign up to be a built-in nanny, and the car was her mother's. It belongs to her. Alice crossed her arms and said I was treating Stacy like a spoiled little princess. She said I was letting my daughter be queen of the house, and her kids would always be second-class citizens here. She accused me of playing favorites and said if we were really becoming a family, I needed to make everyone equal. That's when I lost my patience. I told her Stacy isn't just another kid. This is her house. She lost her mother. She's been through enough. And if Alice was coming into this situation with wicked stepmother energy, then we had a serious problem. Alice's voice got louder. She said she wasn't being a wicked stepmother, she was being practical. 6 kids can't live in a house where one of them gets special treatment. Her kids would notice and resent Stacy. She said I was setting everyone up for disaster. I stood up and looked her in the eye. I said my daughter comes first, period. This house is her inheritance. These rules are set in stone. If Alice couldn't accept that, then maybe she should reconsider moving in at all. Actually, maybe she should reconsider this entire relationship because I won't sacrifice my daughter's security and happiness for anyone. Alice stared at me like I'd slapped her. She said I was choosing my daughter over her and the baby we were having together. I said yes, I was choosing my daughter. Every single time. She's been my priority for 16 years and that's not changing now. Alice grabbed her purse and said she couldn't believe I was doing this. She called me unreasonable and said no woman would put up with being second place to a child. I told her then she should find someone without kids because mine will always come first. She stormed out and I heard her car peel out of the driveway. An hour later, she started texting saying I was making a huge mistake and that I'd regret losing her. I blocked her number. Stacy came downstairs and asked what all the yelling was about. I told her Alice and I broke up because Alice wanted her to give up her room and I refused. Stacy's eyes filled with tears and she hugged me tight. She said thank you for choosing me. That's when I knew I made the right call. 2 weeks later, Alice texted from a different number begging to talk. She said she overreacted and would accept my terms. I didn't respond. If she couldn't respect my daughter from the start, this was never going to work. My daughter deserves better than someone who sees her as competition.